is that the Michigan Wolverines will go get themselves a transfer portal quarterback. Now, currently, if things were to just stay the same and they were to kick off their first game tomorrow, I believe it'd be Alex Orji to be your starting quarterback. And I don't think that's the worst case in the world. You got Alex Orji playing quarterback for you. You bring an element with his legs. You probably stay with that smash mouth identity that I would imagine Sherrone more wants to implement for Michigan's offense going forward. But I think Michigan will go to the transfer portal at the very least to up the talent in that room, and at best to have somebody to start for you day one. And I'm not saying the room isn't talented, but I think the reason why Michigan would go get a starting quarterback or go get a quarterback period from the transfer portal is because, one, this is a massive tone setter year for Sherrone Moore in a lot of ways. Like, this is going to be our first impression of him from start to finish as a head coach for Michigan. But also, they have so many pieces. Like, yes, Michigan loses J.J. McCarthy. Yes, they lose Blake Corum and so on and so forth. But they got a lot of pieces coming back. They got a lot of pieces next season to make a real push at another Big Ten title. And so to not have the quarterback in place when you got Colston Loveland and Donovan Edwards and Will Johnson and Mason Graham and all those pieces on that roster, like, that's a disservice to the guys on that roster. It's a disservice to Michigan overall. Like, you're not just chalking it up to, yeah, we're going to kind of rebuild this year and see where things fall. We lost our coach and our quarterback. No. You got a lot of ingredients to win next year in Ann Arbor. So that's the first part. Also, it would be a missed opportunity. And I say the word opportunity, that's kind of twofold. It'd be a missed opportunity in the sense that, yes, you probably have a chance to win a lot of football games with the right guy playing quarterback for you. But also, it's a massive missed opportunity in the sense of creating momentum for your football team. And not just momentum on the field, I mean momentum on the recruiting trail. I mean momentum in terms of recruits that are wondering, what does Sherrone Moore's Michigan look like? Hey, are they going to be as good as they were? They're going to make an evaluation, a lot of these kids are, based on one season. Because for some of these guys, they only have one season to evaluate Michigan going forward. They don't have the luxury of playing 2 more years of high school football. They might only have one. And so if they're up against picking Michigan or another school that is a little bit more successful or trending upward, that's not something that Michigan wants to try and recruit a guy against that kind of a better sample size, if that makes sense. You would like to have the momentum on the field and not have to talk about, well, hey, it was a reset year. You know, we're trying to pick things up here. We want you to come be a part of it to help us get back to where we want to be. You'd much rather walk into that living room and say, look at us. We just won the Big Ten yet again. Went and got what we needed through the transfer portal. We're going to do that as well, but come be a part of this and be a part of our continued winning that we're having here. That would be the situation and the conversation you'd like to have when it comes to talking to recruits. So I think that's massive. And again, I think Michigan will go and get a transfer portal quarterback. Now, who would that be? No idea. I don't think that's fair for us to call our shot here on who will or won't be in the portal right now. Honestly, just quite frankly, we would get in trouble for doing that, so we're not going to do it right now. But just keep an eye on some of these loaded quarterback rooms across the country in that post-spring window. If Michigan thinks they have a chance to go get a guy to be their starter day one and that right guy jumps in the portal, I would not be surprised if they did that for all the reasons we just mentioned. But again, I think it'll be post-spring practice. I don't think it'll be before spring ball by nature of who would be available. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.